Here we go. What is up, Pyromaniacs? Pyrostasis here. We are back in the world of Magic Farm, and I am not dead yet. I have a beautiful backyard, though. I love this. I love this nice, beautiful view into the ground over here. Perfectly safe, no problems. Nothing can get to us here. It's quite nice. It's quite nice. Although I did just realize that I don't have any lights inside my house, which could be a problem. So we're gonna wait. There we go. We're gonna go ahead and fix this. It's about to be nighttime, so I'm a little afraid to go outside to show you guys my house, but I probably will here in just a second anyway. Let's put that there. We do have our house, really, largely, wow, those, I can't even tell the difference. I can't even tell the difference. Anyways, we have a very open house. I forgot to take care of the wall over here. I probably will do that here. I just realized it looks completely fucked up without that being finished. We got time. So this block here, so we'll just break it real fast. Anyways, a lot of you guys have been mentioning that you just were really tired of me living over in the damn cave over there. And I kind of realized you guys had a solid point. So I figured we would move over here. Now, a lot of you guys that may not follow my channel for a long period of time, you may not realize this, but I am a terrible builder. That's why Riley is such a huge help for me. Is she builds all my stuff for me. Well, unfortunately, this is a single player, non-server oriented setup, so she's kind of limited on any help she can give me to basically screaming profanity at me over the stream chat, which is rather unfortunate for me. But anyways, I think it's a not too bad house. It's not glorious. It's not wonderful, but it'll get the job done. It kind of looks like a sunken head into the ground because it's got two eyes and a nose. And yeah, it looks like a skeleton head. That's exactly what my house looks like. It looks like a skeleton head with some really weird holes in its skull. So either way, I'm happy with it. It gets us over here, gets us off of that damn place over there. It's much better than the situation we had previously. And I'm liking it. I'm liking it. Pretty good, solid stuff. So we're kind of in a, I guess, well, the other thing I want to show you guys. I've got all my stuff out there, and the reason I keep stopping and starting is I'm waiting on the sun to finally go down enough that I can sleep, because I get really paranoid at night because I keep thinking that I'm gonna die if I don't. So I'm gonna have to. There we go. Now we can sleep. There we go. There we go. Are we in the wall? I'm in the wall. I am in the wall. I'm like in my glass. Now we're out. Yeah, that. I'm so glad that doesn't kill me. You know how mad I would be if that accidentally just, oops, sorry, we accidentally killed you, bro. Didn't mean to. Okay, so one of the things we need to do, we don't have any like stable power. I have both of these steam dynamos, and I've got my pulverizer and shit here, but we don't have any. It's not renewable. So one of the things I would like to get set up is, number one, I need to get an aqueous accumulator and get these two things fueled. Now, alternatively, if I want, we do have quite a bit of lava here, so I could make the transition into lava dynamos, or whatever you want to call them, magmatic dynamos. The problem with magmatic dynamos is you got to have lava, which means I have to go back into the nether, at least temporarily, to either, one, get some of that stuff going, or until I get a pump going. And a pump's not going to work until we have Tesseract technology, which is kind of a bummer. Now, right here, we're planting new blackberry bushes. The reason we're planting these is they're, number one, over here, so I don't have to go all the way back over there every time I want to use them. And number two, blackberries, unlike the yellow mallow-berries, which I'm not a big fan of, work a little bit better. I'm going to leave this little hole open here so that we can go back through. And I guess I should have just started right here. There we go. There we go. So now we have a nice little massive section of newberry bushes that will eventually over time grow. And that's going to give us a nice another secondary source of food. so we don't have to keep going back there. One of the other things I did build, I wanted to show you guys, was I built this nice little staircase to get back and forth over here to my little area. And as you guys can see, our little area is completely cleaned out now, with the exception of a few torches. I am going to leave the torches here because I am going to continue to come and go a little bit. And if I don't have torches here, then, well, bad shit can happen. And you know what? I just realized another thing. Bad shit can happen over here too because of this damn hole, so I need to be careful with that. We did make a redstone clock over here and point it over that. Unfortunately, one of the problems that we're running into is not everything in here is divisible by 9. So if it's not divisible by 9, we end up with a situation like this where some stuff is stuck. Oh, I guess the fucking thing ate its own stuff. That's just terrible. Splat. So what we've got set up here is on top, we've got this redstone clock. Now, this is not the best way to do this. Obviously, there are a lot other ways that you can set up because this one right here stops and starts, stops and starts, stops and starts, and it's fucking annoying. But as far as automation goes, it works just fine, and I don't really care. So as long as it does its job, it's cheap, it's easy, it doesn't require me to make timings and a bunch of other things. That being said, using like red alloy wire, which I don't know if is even in here, and then maybe some timers that would be set on maybe like 30 seconds or so would be a little bit better option, because then it doesn't stop, start, stop, start, stop, start, etc., etc. So, in fact, yeah, something that pulsed like every 60 seconds or so would be much better. But again, you have to get the timing right on it, and it's kind of a pain. And not only that, but we're not going to be using the smeltery anymore. So at this point, I basically just want to get the stuff out of there so that we can kind of move on with things. Now, some of the changes that have gone down, I have heard that diamond axes no longer work on obsidian and a few other things, which are kind of scary. I know Jaded watched a few of my streams and watched some of the stuff that we found and has since decided to nerf certain things. So I know there's probably more than a few of you out there that now hate me for that. So I do apologize, but we'll have to see how some of this stuff changes the way Magic Farm is played or meant to be played or whatever you want to call it. So I am going to be moving over to this area here. Unfortunately, that means I'm going to most likely have to terraform the rest of this area. I will try and do that off camera. I know some of the streamers are like, no! But we'll try and get some of that stuff set up in such a way that it's not annoying. That being said, we do need to get started with some more stuff over here. Now, one of the easy steps we can set up here to at least semi-automate this is just using an aqueous accumulator. Aqueous accumulators are pretty basic in thermal expansion. Where is it? Aqua. There it is. Bam. Oh, and then the backpack mods. I have got to make a backpack before we do this because people have been screaming at me for like an hour to do this. So we have a bunch of different backpacks here. We have mariculture backpacks. We have forestry backpack. We have battery backup cells. I think all of these are for forestry. I don't see any non-forestry ones. Oh, dude, that is fucking awesome. Absolutely amazing. So, aquaculture has its backpacks. And then I guess it's all forestry backpacks from here. So, some of these are going to be pretty expensive. Like, I would like... Yeah, that's a Lepidopterus one. I don't really give a shit about that. See, I hate... I like forestry. Forestry is nice. But all these different backpacks only work with certain stuff. So it kind of makes it really hard to use. I think there might be another... I think there's another backpack mod here that I'm just missing. Yeah. Yeah, I think I'm just missing some of those. So most likely these forestry ones are going to be the best ones to use. So like miners, this one will store all of the mining stuff that I need. I don't think it actually needs these type of wool, but it gives you 15 mining slot. So let's look at the knapsack is in. That's what one of the guys are talking about. There it is, the knapsack. A knapsack to hold your things. This one's just leather, 2 tough iron rods, and some gold. Problem is, I don't think I have any leather, now that I think about it. And our chests are still pretty much a nightmare at the moment, because I haven't come through and sorted them and fixed them all. We just kind of moved everything, which is another thing I want to show you guys here in just a second. One of the coolest things, and I think it's part of the Jabba mod, Jabba, J-A-B-B-A, just another Better Barrels add-on or something along those lines. Something like that. I always forget what it stands for. It's kind of like Walla. Like the first few times you say it, it just doesn't make sense, and then you kind of get it figured out. But right here you can see we got a chest here with stuff. So I can just pick this up, and then I can drop it right here. I can pick it up, move it over there if I want. And you can see some of the stuff gets saved. I can pick it back up. I can move it. One of the really cool, interesting things about this is I've got this one here, and I got this one here. So I can actually pick this up, set it there, pick this up, add it back, flip that, and flip it around. And now I've kind of changed the setups a little bit. So there's some pretty cool stuff you can do with Jabba. But I think I am going to utilize the barrels because it's going to be a while before we get into the ME system. And barrels beat the hell out of anything else because you can actually, read what you're looking at. So it's kind of like an ME system where you can set them up to where you can actually see the different items in them before you access it, which beats the hell out of chests, because with chests, even if you've got them, perfectly sorted, you're still having to go around and be like, okay, all right, yeah, that's right, that's in there, blah, blah, blah. So barrels are a little bit nicer. Obviously, you don't want to put everything in a barrel, but you want to put most things in a barrel. Well, not most things, but the things you use frequently and a lot of. Another thing I did find out, you guys may be wondering why I'm taking the time to bust open all of these. They drop berries, or grapes, which you can see right here. Now, grapes, I don't really know how the seeds work. Well, it's not, that's hops. I didn't even know. I know hops are used in beer making, but I had no idea they were part of vines. So that's either a Minecraft thing or I'm just completely out of it. So this is part of Growthcraft. I'm going to make some of these seeds. I don't know where I can plant these seeds, honestly. I don't know if these are something that can just go anywhere. And it looks like they can't. But it does look like they can go over here. So we're going to make some grape farms, and we're going to just see kind of what happens. So unfortunately, it does look like these are part of Growthcraft that is not covered by the update that she did. But you can see all these things are covered. So you can see, we can see which percentage this stuff is, which makes it a hell of a lot easier to kind of see where you're at with some of these crops. Because a lot of these, like these down here, you can't really tell, are these done? Are they not done? Are these something I can use, etc., etc. So that makes that at least a little bit more helpful. I think it's a chili pepper. I think I'm actually, what's this right here? That's a cantaloupe. What can we do with cantaloupe? Apparently we can make more fruit salad, which is good. We can combine it with sugar and make fruit punch. Ew. So it's just basically sugar and no thanks. No thanks. Alright, it's getting nighttime. Cantaloupe juice. Just, I don't know, it doesn't sound good to me. It just doesn't sound good to me at all. I don't know why, it's not something that I would want to put inside of me. Let's just put it that way. Not at all. Alright, so oh god, can we go out this way? No. Back through the main. I'm gonna have to fix that sooner or later. Because I have a feeling that eventually that is gonna somehow end up killing me. Alright, so we don't have any leather, so I can't make a knapsack right now. But let's look at the barrels. Alright. Whoa. Thin birch wood. Why am I seeing these? Oh, okay. Yeah, I get it. Alright, so this is a better barrel. So with better barrels, you need fuse wood, chest, or well, any kind of wood, chest, and then a little slab at the top. So thankfully, I do have plenty of wood right here with these. So we're going to pull a bunch of that down. We're going to pull a bunch of this down. And then we're going to make some slabs out of this. And if I recall, and it's been a while, slabs are just made like that. Yes. There we go. So we got plenty of slabs. So now I should be able to click this, click that, and apparently no. So, oh, we didn't make chests. That's why. Didn't make chests. I was like, what the hell? There we go. There's 7. Let's go ahead and make another batch. That way we can have plenty. That's 15. And we can make one more for an even 16. All right, so let's try that one more again. Yep, there we go. We got 16 now. So we're going to actually stack our barrels over here for now. There we go. You can see these. Put that there. Bam, bam, bam. And then boom, boom, boom. That leaves us 4 more. So I'll put this one. Is there anything even in there? No. Let's just break this little fucker. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. So we got our nice little wall. Now you can see right here, this is structural level 0 and upgrade slots 0. From what I understand, and we'll do this under Jabba. There we go. You can see we've got different kind of setups here. So structural MK1 wood, MK3, all the way up to different levels. And then we have storage upgrades. Increases the storage capacity by 64 stacks. Turns the barrel into a B-space barrel. I'm not sure what a B-space barrel is. Allows the barrel to emit redstone, which is kind of interesting. And then we've got different kind of storage slots here. So I have no idea what a structural upgrade does. It's pretty easy to make though. So let's make a few of them and let's see what it does. Because I'm kind of curious now. Fences. Wait. How hard is it to make the next one? That one's iron. That one's gold. That one's diamond. Fluxed electrum. Manolin. And Enderium. Holy shit. Which ingots do we have a lot of? Not much gold. We do have plenty of iron. Let's go ahead and do the iron one. Just for shits and giggles. Just to see what it does. Again, I don't know what it does. We're gonna find out. So we need to make some jungle wood, which I don't have any sticks of. I'll do that. 6. That should be more than enough sticks. There we go. Alright, click that. That gives us plenty. And now we should be able to easily make that right there. So we can make quite a few of these. I'm just going to make 2. Because again, I don't know what they do. And then this right here is just a basic storage upgrade. So it's just a barrel and 2 pistons. I'm not going to mess with that either. So let's see what this does. And one of the guys on the stream is saying it just means you get to, it just allows you to add another upgrade. So you can see right down here on this bottom left barrel where it says structural level is 0 and upgrade slots is 0 of 0. That means there's no upgrade slots available. So if I slap this on it, structural MK2, so it's iron, so structural level is still 0. Upgrade slots 0 of 0. But it has... Oh, yeah. I screwed up. I didn't put the thing inside of it. Yeah, how do I put this in there? I need a better storage upgrade, is what one of the guys on the... Oh, a barrel hammer. B-space tuning fork. Oh, there's so much cool stuff here. So much cool stuff. Yeah, so this right here is actually just storing it. That's not actually upgrading the thing. So somebody says shift right click. You need at least an upgrade Mark 1 to apply this. So we've got to do the basic upgrade first, which I think I can do. Yeah. So let's pull that one. All right, so shift right click. We put that. So structural level upgrade is now 1, and we have 1 of 1 upgrade slots. And then now we have structural level 2, so upgrade slots 3 of 3. So I think that means I can do 3 upgrades to it now. And then the basic storage increasing is just a piston and a better barrel. So we need 2 pistons. Thankfully pistons aren't too expensive. Redstone. I know I've got some redstone out here somewheres. Redstone. Another reason why we need the damn barrels. Really? I know I've got redstone around here. So there it is. Okay, God. I'm starting to have a minor panic attack. And then we need... There we go. We need to make 2 pistons real quick. So, bam, bam, boom. Really? Try that again. There we go. So 1, 2. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and make 6 of these. So we can, just so we can play around with it a little bit. All right, so now that we've gotten that, that'll allow us to, we need to make another barrel, which I don't have any more chests on me. Do I? I have 1. So we can at least do 1 barrel. That's all we really need for this. And then we do the upgrade, and now we've got that. Set this up. All right, so right here it says we can have 64 stacks of 64. So if we were to put, oh, and that's cool. Look at that. Its outlines changed. It looks like a slightly better barrel. That's kind of cool. All right, so 64 stacks of 64. So if we hold shift and right click, we can now have 128 stacks of 64. So, and we've used 1 of our 3 upgrade slots. So if I can do this 2 more times, let's go ahead and make a couple more chests. Bam. All right, so we now have 8. We do have the pistons needed. Now we just need to make 2 more barrels. So we'll just make 2 more barrels. 1, 2. And then we need to make 2 more of these. That totally did not work the way I wanted it to work. Let's try that again. Bam. So now we've got 2 more. So we've got 128. We're at 192. And now we're at 256. So 256 stacks of 64. That right there is, let me get my handy dandy calculator out real quick. 256 times 64 equals 16,384 units. So that's a lot. That's more than an ME system, or actually I think that's right around what an ME system holds when it's maxed out, a 64 slot ME. So granted, it's still only 1 item, but it's still an epic shit ton of setup. So for instance, and let me dump all of this stuff here real quick. Whoops. I need to get all the wood out of there, damn it. Because all my wood products are supposed to go down here. There we go. We've got all that. All right, so out here, where is it? We've got our cobble chest. So we've got all this cobble. This is a ton of cobble. And cobble can kind of be a pain in the butt. So we come over, right click, and bam. We have 15 stacks of cobble plus 34. So we have 993 of 16,384 max. Now the other cool thing is, let's say we don't like it here, we want to move it over here. We just pick it up with the dolly and move it. Dolly is very easy to make. You can see it right here, just iron and some form of wood. So this allows me to move these around very easily, very conveniently. They're very easy to upgrade, and in general, just kind of fucking awesome. So it makes it a lot easier system to use, at least initially, than our AE, Applied Energistics ME system. So it's kind of like a poor man's ME system. And again, you know, it kind of sucks that you're restricted to 1 item. Not only that, but if I want to get everything out of here, I'll just snap it all out real quick. The other thing is, especially with this mod, all of this stuff is easily sorted by doing this. So I can just compress it all into compressed cobblestone. That being said, with something like cobblestone, it's possible that I'm going to be using it a lot. So if I'm using it a lot, compressing it into these little ultra compressed quadrants, here we go. Like right here, I've got triple compressed cobblestone. So this cobblestone is highly compressed. It's set up in such a way that, you know, it's storing 729 items. The problem with it is, let's say I actually need some cobblestone. Okay, well, I break it down into double, and then I break it down into triple, and then I break it down, you know, and it takes forever to break it back down into individual chunks. However, if I've got it in one of these, I just come over and say I need 1 cobblestone. So I just punch it. There's my 3 cobblestone for my pickaxe or whatever, and I'm good to go. So I'm probably going to utilize barrels, because I think barrels will probably be a little bit easier than compression. Whoops, it's nighttime. I just need to get used to actually utilizing it correctly and getting it set up. So anyways, we're going to go ahead and play around with barrels. I'm going to try and get all of my stuff sorted and set up. And then, oh, there's a spider somewhere. And then we'll see where we end up with. I may even make you know, I'd planned on making this my spawn room. I think what I'm going to actually do, I don't know if any of you guys ever watched my original Tekkit series back in the day, way back in the day when I first started doing Tekkit. Actually, this would be, I think this is even on my main channel. I may have moved it over here when I got done with it. I'm not sure, because I know I re-uploaded some of my Minecraft clips over here. But I actually made a bunch of, like, Mars rover pod houses is what I kind of call it, where, like, kind of, at least in my head, that's what it makes me think of, is like, you know, when you plan science fiction books and such like that, and they go and invade another planet or whatnot, they're always in these like modular houses. Well, I'm probably going to add a module on for my barrels, and I'm probably going to put all my barrels on that little black area over there instead of having it. It's going to be a little while before I get to the point where I can use that spawner, because number one, I got to get my power up, and then I got to get enough food growing so that I can make my animals breed, so that I can create enough monster juice so that I can make my own spawner. And oh man, it is going to be a long road. Anyways, for those of you watching on YouTube, hopefully you guys are digging this series. If you do, please slap that like button. Make sure you subscribe. I'll catch you guys next clip.